Maury.
It's like, I had a hat on earlier.
Oh, it looks beautiful. Well, we're live and welcome to another morning coffee with Chef Mary, an afternoon edition. Thank you, Desert Sands Educational Foundation, for supplying this format for us to talk to community partners and about things upcoming in Desert Sands. Today, no special guest, but other than just Chef Mary. How you doing, Chef Mary?
Hey, good morning or good afternoon. It's iced tea with Chef Barry, I think.
There we go. I see with Chef Mary. I just have a nice cold glass of water, but maybe if we had another one a little bit later, we could have some other beverages with us, Chef Mary. Another time.
Right. I don't know if I've talked to you since we had our grandson's graduation.
I
At-
saw pictures online. It looked like a fun time in that Mustang you guys had.
they did an incredible job, Sean. There's only like 160 graduates, so they gave us a time frame when we actually had to be in line.
Okay.
And so we rented a Mustang, and so we all piled in the Mustang with balloons and whatever. And the teachers were there, and the staff, and the everybody from the school was out waving in a big line as they came
Oh,
in.
excellent.
And they're in a big cul-de-sac, so you came in, they stopped you till the next car went forward, and then there was an
Okay.
area that the student could get out of the car. And then he got out
Okay.
of the car and went to like an atrium area where they handed the diploma. Then you pulled
Okay.
forward. Then you picked your student up.
Now, were you
Uh,
able to see him through the whole process?
yes, we were. They
Okay.
kept
Okay.
everything.
Very
They
cool.
only had one car come up at a time, so
Okay.
that's why we rented the convertible so we could see and take pictures. And
Very cool.
incredibly well done. I mean, to me, it was really nice because within 35 minutes we were back home. We weren't
Okay.
sitting listening to 800 names.
Okay. I
And
gotcha.
I'm sort of hearing that from a lot of people that they're going, geez, this was kind of a nice. We were in and out.
Oh no, I watched the couple that we've already had so far. We've had the alternative schools graduate Summit and Amistad, and actually tonight will be the first one where we have a virtual graduation. But we had the drive-through graduation for Shadow Hills last night, and that was on YouTube, and that was on. They did a beautiful job. They had a beautiful stage there. I saw some board members there. I saw the superintendent there,
Wow.
assistant superintendent there, the principals there. But they had a drive-through. But Mary, they had over 460 graduates.
Oh my God. How long did that take them?
I want to say the YouTube video was just under 3 hours.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. Not
No.
not bad at all. But before you go any further, Mary, I need to just give you this little message here. You got a shout out from my Carol Oliver McNamara. You know who that
Oh,
is. Why don't you tell everybody who that is?
hey, that's my sister in Rochester, New York.
Yep.
Thing is her mom. I mean, Sean's mom um, lives nearby,
Yep.
and we have a fellow restaurant that we all go to called Red's.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I
Oh,
met Sean's
geez,
mom
that's
years
crazy.
ago. Small world. When
Yeah.
you
Very.
work with someone, they're all from Rochester. Everyone's from Rochester lately.
Very. And there's one other person watching. I want to give her a shout out to. This is somebody that I know, and you may not. You may know about the gingerbreads being made and so forth, the cookies, but for the last 3 years, they've had a thing over at Old Town Artisan Studio called Gingerbread Lane. And Victory Grund is the founder of Old Town Artisan Studio.
Oh
And what
wow!
happens during Gingerbread Lane is all of the whole Old Town Artisan Studios is open up for kids to decorate ornaments, decorate gingerbread cookies, just to be around Santa and all those types of things. Well, for the last couple of years, the La Quinta High School culinary program has supplied all the gingerbread
Yeah,
for each
yes.
of the weekends. Yeah,
I
so
remember I went in one day and Chef Felicia,
yep.
they were rolling them and cutting them out, tons and tons and tons of them.
Yeah, so I'm happy to share that Victory's already been in contact with Chef David to talk about this upcoming year. You never know
Awesome.
what their gingerbread lane may look like this year. We may not know what anything looks like,
Yeah,
with the current environment and so forth. But it is exciting that La Quinta High School is going to partner with them again.
they'll make gingerbread men with masks.
Yeah, you never know. Gingerbread with mass. There you go.
Well,
Definitely.
tiny ones like this. Paint them on.
So Mary, I got something exciting to share at 4 o'clock today. So at 4 o'clock, I get to be on this same format, but not, it's a pleasure to be on with you every week, multiple times. But this is the first time that I get to be on with Mr. Bailey and all of his counterparts in the cabinet.
Oh
So
my
all the
God.
assistant superintendents, yeah, we're going to have personnel services, business services, educational services, student support services, all the assistant soups and Mr. Bailey, where we're going to talk about what's going on in education as of right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be awesome. Yeah, because we've been kind of following, how Madison is going to go back to school.
Yep.
She'll go to the fifth grade already. You talk about Brooklyn climbing up on the couch, and here I've got a granddaughter that's she'll be 11 in October, and it seems like she was born yesterday, and
Right.
now going to the fifth grade, and then pretty soon she'll change schools. She'll do fifth grade where she is, and then she'll go to, I think she's going to go to Wahomie where Zach graduated from. It's a smaller school. I don't think it's a charter, but it's like an academy.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
not sure about that.
Yeah. No, so each of them this afternoon are going to give us updates as to what's going on in their division, as much information as possible, as current information as possible. So it'd be kind of exciting. I'm hoping we get some live viewers for this, and we get some people to maybe chime in and ask some questions, just like your sister did and like Victory did. People will be able to ask those questions of the assistant soups and the superintendent tonight. Be kind of fun.
Yeah. Well, to give you kind of a little update, if I can plug this in here, we had an interview today at the Snow Summit, and all the employees are required to wear a mask, and they're changed out 3 times a day.
Oh,
You can't
okay.
have
So
the
the
same
check
mask all
process.
day long, so you change it in and out. The same with with rubber gloves and whatever. And they took us through a lot of other process. Still trying to iron out some of the details, but for personal information, they're going to provide the mask for
Okay.
everybody,
That's very nice.
so that you do have to do that change out. And mostly we work from like 9 to 4, or depending on the weather. So that was one of the updates that seems to be coming in that large group employment arena, when you're going to be there dealing with a lot of people.
So when
So
you say you guys had your meeting today, how many people were at this meeting?
I would say maybe 20, 25.
Okay.
Somewhere I was up front, so I didn't really see who was behind me. I went in earlier just to fill out some paperwork, and because Levy does a lot of other events, and they do foods and hospitals and services and whatever. They took us through a blood pathogen and then chemical, because even though most of that we don't deal with that, it's still a top priority with them right now for safety and sanitation. So the meeting was well informed, and then a lot of information on how we were going to act and what we were going to do, and how the resort was going to take care of our guests. It was incredibly well informed. So it was a good hour and a half of information.
Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear that you're keeping busy, Chef Mary. Now, I'll tell you, with being at home so much, I've got things in my refrigerator in little containers that Tara and I don't like to throw away things at least it's 8 to 10 days old, right? So we got little containers in our refrigerator, and you guys used to make this type of soup in the kitchen all the time. What'd you guys call that?
Well, we called it Musco, and I'll tell you, I can't take credit for the title. One of our relatives is an instructor at the Victorville College. He's a culinary instructor.
Okay.
And I was talking with him one day. His name is Tyler Bush.
Okay.
And we got talking about soup and whatever. And I said something, and he goes, "Oh, we make Musco." And I thought he meant SMUSKO. And he goes, "No, it must go." And I said, "Well, what is that?" He goes, "Everything that's left over in the walk-in goes into a big pot for soup." So I said, "Can I steal that and take it to school?" And he goes, "Of course you can."
Nice.
So, the object is to take everything and put it in a big soup pot. I kind of found the secret is chicken, any one of the base stocks, chicken, vegetable, or
so you need a stock to go with
it. And then I think the other good base is just a big can of like tomato juice or crushed tomatoes in a can, because it gives it that acidity that it needs, and it kind of pulls it together.
Okay.
And then I was talking with either Reese or one of the other chefs, and they said to put a couple of splashes of sesame seed oil in it.
Interesting. Okay. Why sesame seed oil?
They said it'll give it that sort of the earthy base on it, because I had a soup, I just couldn't pull up a flavor. They said just put a couple of shots of sesame, so I tried that.
Okay.
Then sometimes you just throw soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce, hot sauce. You just keep tasting it, and until you get the taste you want. I've even thrown salsa. I've even had a half a can of salsa and thrown that in. Then it pops up. If it's a spicy one, you get a spicy pop on that. And
Okay.
then chicken or
Okay.
beef or, I mean, the last one I made, Sean, I had some leftover mashed potatoes. So I threw it in a pot, broke it down with chicken stock, put some heavy cream, and you're going to howl laughing with this. I had a can of corned beef hash. So I dumped that in
Interesting.
there, mix it up, and it was like potato soup with beef in it because it's beef.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
It was, it probably wouldn't, I don't
For
think everybody would like it, but it was
shepherd's
good.
pie soup.
Yeah, yeah, I could do that too. Shepherd pie soup, that could do
There you
that as
go.
so. Yeah, it works out. I mean, somehow you just get a flavor, and I think
Okay.
that's what we used to do at the hotel too. Chef
I th-
soup of the day.
you know what? I'll have to try that this weekend. When I usually toss out all the groceries right on, right before trash day, but or not the groceries, but the leftovers and stuff. But I'll have to give that a try. And I've got some tomato paste, and I got all the stuff that you're talking about, and
Oh yeah,
see what I can throw in, and see what kind of soup I can make.
yeah. And then
I'll,
what I did when I got to the very end, and there wasn't enough, I just threw it in the blender and then blended
okay,
it up, and then it
okay.
sort of came out like a bisque, and then just put a little dollop of heavy cream on the top of it. You've got another soup.
You can't go wrong with heavy cream on the top.
No, not at all, not at all.
Not at all. So I've got next week, Mary, I'll tell you, we've got two sisters that are going to join us on one of our days, and we got to
Okay.
talk our schedule. We could talk about that after this, but Mrs. Van Dorn, she was a math teacher
Yeah.
at La Quinta, and then her sister, you probably have met her a couple of times, but she's a teacher at Shadow Hills, Mary Alexander.
I
So
remember the name, yes.
I'm sorry.
I remember the name.
Yeah, and she definitely has helped out with the Blackhawk Showdown. Her daughter was a part of NCL, so you've definitely seen her around. But next week we're going to have both of them come on. They just they recorded themselves and posted a song for social media to kind of end off the school year, and I want to have them kind of perform that for us,
Oh,
as well
that'd
as
be
have
good.
yeah, and they are some of the hardest working teachers in the district that I know. So I want to make sure that we have them on here and talk with them. And I had the privilege of working with both of them too. Um, you know, Liz has been at La Quinta as long as I've known her, and then Mary, her sister, was at La Quinta for 1 year. We worked together,
Okay.
but then I got to work with Mary outside of things, where like with the American Cancer Society, she always was a volunteer and helped out on those galas and those events. When we did the concert for Riley Sherman a couple years ago, Mary and we kind of
Oh, I
spearheaded
remember
that.
that, yes.
Yeah, we spearheaded that together. So we're gonna have those guys come on, talk about education, talk about how the year wrapped up, have them play a song for us, and see what they're gonna do this summer. They normally go to Minnesota every summer. I'm not sure what's gonna happen this year with them, but they'll be joining us next week.
Yeah, that'll be really fun. I had an opportunity to chat with one of our prior students,
Okay.
Javier Ponce.
Oh yeah, how's Javier doing?
He's doing incredible, and he has this. He does this thing every morning on Facebook
Okay.
where he does this inspirational thing. I mean, it's incredible, incredible.
Okay.
I keep listening to him. We have to have him come on or see if we can,
Yeah, that'd
uh,
be great. We'd try and coordinate that. That'd be great.
coordinate it because he does it every morning. He talks about how his day is, how he gets up, how things are good, how he's working, and he was one of our success stories from the school that
Oh
wanted to
yeah.
work at Thermal. He wanted to work at the racetrack, and I said, just get your foot in the door, worm
Yep.
your way in, and he's just been there. I think he graduated 2 years ago, and he's just a huge member of that organization, working, and I think he's affiliated with BMW. I'm not sure about that, but I
Okay.
know he's
Okay.
doing one of their race cars.
No, I would love to catch up with Javier. He was great. He's one of the people I still talk about to this day, because it was the first time that we ever had an event. We were over in South Palm Desert. It was for the Steinway Society, if you remember this.
Yes. Oh
Stephanie?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, over in Kauai Hills. Beautiful estate, beautiful place. And here we are serving food, and it's a concert, right? It was for the Steinway Society students.
That's right. We
And
did a cocktail party for that lady.
yep, we did a cocktail party. That's right.
Yeah.
And Javier, as you know, he's very outgoing. He's talking to the people there, and one of the people found out that he had an interest in music. And I'm not sure if you're even aware of this, but out of that party, he got sponsored to take piano lessons for the whole school year.
I remember
Yeah.
that now. I had forgotten about that. You're totally right. He did.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
did they sponsor somebody else as well? Wasn't there another student there? Was it?
There was. I remember we had about 6 students there that were working. It could have been, but I just remember Javier talking about it and actually taking the classes and playing piano and so forth.
Yeah,
So no,
that
I would love to catch up with him. That would be fantastic if we can arrange that.
That was one of our really great events that, I mean, because of the networking that you and I do and that we sort of embrace,
Yep.
that was a prime example of, she won the Pendleton dinner.
That's right. That's right. That's when she purchased us for $5,000. Remember that?
Exactly. And
Yeah.
then, due to circumstances, whatever they were, she really asked if we would do a cocktail reception for the
Yep.
Steinway group.
Yep.
And so, as a result of that, we not
Yep.
only made $5,000, but students got free piano lessons and information from Steinway.
Well, I'll say, we didn't make the money. The money went to Pendleton Foundation. Pendleton Foundation was fantastic, where they always gave us a portion of it, but we
Yes.
always did it, obviously, to benefit the Pendleton Foundation. And Sean and his group over there do a fantastic job at Pendleton Foundation. Yeah,
Speaking of
we appreciate it.
Pendleton, did they do that this year?
Yeah, they
Were
have
they
it
able?
each and every year. Each and every year they have it. The couple times that we went with the students and they were auctioned, I want to say they were at the Ritz Carlton and they
Yeah.
were at the Miramonte. Most recently, they came back to the Miramonte. Yeah, and
Did they get to do it this year, or was it before we were put in quarantine?
so they definitely had it in November. It's typically in the middle of
Oh, okay.
November. I want to say the last time that the students were auctioned was probably when you were there, Chef Mary. Now what's going on is you know how it's just a chef affair there, right? And they have so many different types of foods and restaurants showing off their foods. We were lucky enough to supply the I guess the sous chef at every station to
Yeah, we
work with
did. Yeah,
the
one of
main
us
chef.
did work with them.
Yeah, so it's a great experiential learning, opportunity for the kids, and also opportunities for them to get jobs.
Well, you know what's interesting? I've been getting emails from some of our past students asking for references because I
Awesome.
get some of them are either in the workforce or entering or whatever.
Right.
And it's
Right.
kind of interesting. I really base the letter of recommendation on how they worked with us in the classroom,
Of course.
and worked with the
Definitely.
adults and the information, that they brought to the classroom and their dedication and whatever. Because I think it's important, that they stayed in the program from ninth grade through the 12th grade. They stayed with us.
Right.
Well, it's kind of interesting. I think I got one from Ricky and I got one from Julian and
Oh, excellent.
there was another one. I get so many of them anymore. I just kind of have this little letter that I type up and send out to them. But it's nice that they're reaching out.
Oh, definitely. Of
Um,
course.
because
No,
I
it's
think that's what we kept promoting with them. They said they had to keep reaching out, keep their contacts, keep those mentor uh, contacts in place so that they could use them for references.
no, that was my biggest thing with the kids is always telling them, whenever you work an event, try to have a great time, do your job, do what you need to do at your event, and if you can, make a contact. Always try and make at least one contact. Definitely.
Yeah, it's been just really it's been fun. Seeing them. I was anxious to see that they haven't had La Quinta's graduation yet, have they?
So that graduation will be, let's see here. The virtual graduation is at 2 o'clock on Friday, which
Okay.
I'll produce it and have it live on this format. And then the actual drive-through graduation, which will also be online, that'll be on the Desert Sands YouTube page, and I'll send you that link, Mary. But
Okay.
that'll be going live as well. And they're scheduled to start at 7:30, and they have 560
Oh my God.
560 graduates. And as I shared, they're kind of, from what I understand, they're starting over off of the Dune Palms area, going to snake through the parking lots and the campus. And I believe from the last plans I saw, and this was a week ago, so things change all the time right now with COVID. But from what I understand, they're going to get their diploma, the stage, and everything's going to be set up right in front of the kitchen, right in that little
Oh,
circle area.
okay.
Yeah, right in that little circle area, kind
Oh,
of as a
okay. Yeah.
natural area where people will be able to get out of the cars, they'll get their diplomas, take a picture, all those types of things. So,
Yeah.
I want to rewind real quick back to your grandson's graduation. How long in total were you in line from start to finish?
9 minutes.
Oh, really? Okay, so it was
Oh,
that
it was
fast. It was that dialed in.
Yeah, we stopped at one point and then we
Okay.
went, we were always moving. And then
Okay.
we got
Okay.
to that point where
Oh, wow.
the teachers were all saying hello and whatever, and then Zach got out of the car, and then
Okay.
as long as it took him to walk maybe, I don't know, 700 or 800 feet, there was a representative of the school, I don't know who it was, that gave him the diploma. And
Okay.
they had a special photographer that was taking pictures close up because we could not get out of the car. And
Right.
then he
Right.
walked around and he got in the car and we left the parking lot.
So I'm not sure how they did it at Shadow Hills, but it looked pretty amazing. I've seen some photos that parents were able to post already of their child holding their diploma here. They're smiling with the background of Shadow Hills High School in the backdrop there, as well as the principal and the superintendent. I'm just shocked how they were able to get the picture because it looks like they're right there. But with
Yeah.
lenses nowadays and phones, they could just get the greatest photos.
Yeah, we did some videos from the car, and then
Okay.
because the school said they would have up close pictures for us to pick from.
Of
I
course.
haven't seen those yet, but it
Everything's
was
a fundraiser, Mary.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was easy, and it was not everybody was honking horns and yelling, and no one had to be quiet. And Steve rented this Mustang that had this really loud muffler on it, so he was gutting the motor. The kids were all squealing and laughing, and uh, I think it was probably one of the most fun ones I've done because some of them are so serious. That
I
kind of
I
fun.
remember getting my diploma. I remember getting my diploma. That's about it. Your grandson will always remember a drive-through graduation.
Exactly. I just remember
Definitely.
walking down, getting my diploma, my sister in the choir singing with the other people, and they sang "You'll Never Walk Alone." I'll never forget that as long as I live.
Okay.
And then we went home, but I don't remember any sort of a celebration at the school. It was like
Okay.
we got the diploma, we went home and did things at home. So
I got
yes,
you.
it definitely was really fun, and we just kept the family was just our immediate family at the house. It just worked out well. We had really
Okay.
quality time,
Okay.
so it
Well,
was good.
Mary, we're coming up on 20 minutes here. I want to kind of
Okay,
wrap us up here. I know that you got a visitor that you guys are going to do some cooking and have some fun together.
we are.
Yeah,
It's
with
my
Chef
little friend,
Travis. He's
Chef Trav. Hey, Travie, come here. Uh,
putting him up. Does he know he's going on Facebook Live, YouTube Live
You're
here?
on Facebook Live, honey. Sean, this is my buddy, Chef Travis.
Hello.
Hello, Chef Travis. How you doing?
I'm excellent, man. How about yourself?
Excellent,
Um,
excellent. Thank
I
you.
met Travis in the year 2000.
Okay.
Is that right, Travis?
Yeah.
2000. We worked with everybody, Chef David, Brad Tolles, everybody all over the place. And
Okay.
now he's back on Orange County,
I'm in LA.
LA,
Hermosa.
Hermosa, opening a new restaurant pretty quickly. His
Oh,
other
excellent.
restaurant closed, and now they've relocated and they have a new one.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
gonna keep the one downtown too.
Oh, he's going to have two restaurants now.
Oh, fantastic. Expanding during coronavirus. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it was very lucky.
Okay. Well, it's always good to hear about success stories during this time period. Definitely.
For
It
sure.
was definitely
We had to close down in March.
okay.
We've been closed since March, and so we struck a deal with the landlord downtown where we just have to pay the cabs and not rent because they're not going to be able to. They're not going to be able to lease it either, just because of the way coronavirus. There's no basketball, there's no hockey, any of that stuff. So
Wow.
we got a really good deal with a space in Hermosa that has been vacant for 5 years. So we picked up real rent on that. So
tell us your names.
Yeah, what are the names of the restaurants?
it's called the Stanton.
Okay.
The Stanton.
Yeah, one's Stanton downtown in Los Angeles, and then the other Stanton is Hermosa Beach.
Oh,
Okay. Excellent. Well, I will definitely look those up when I'm in those areas, and I'll definitely use the Chef Mary connection.
There you go.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I'll twist his arm and make him do it.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Well, Mary, yeah,
I will see you Thursday.
Yeah, I'll see you Thursday, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow so we can talk about the plan for Thursday and so forth.
Okay, fine. And I look forward to seeing your. Tell Mr. Bailey hello.
You got it. I will definitely do that.
And then when you said it was Bailey's, I'm like, ooh, Bailey's. Oh, Bailey.
Yeah, Mr. Bailey and Coffee to Go. That's what it's called. Yeah. All right. Well, Mary, I'm going to take you off screen here. I'm going to do a couple updates, and then I'll catch up with you tomorrow.
I will see you then, hon. See you then. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Waving. Everybody's got to wave.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, as I was sharing, we got a couple updates. Today at 7:30, we will have the virtual graduation of Shadow Hills High School. You actually can see their drive-through graduation that's been on YouTube. That took place yesterday, but they are replaying that over and over again. Then we'll have the virtual graduation of Indio High School tomorrow at 4 o'clock, with the drive-through commencement following right at 7:30 for Indio High School. Then on the 11th, we have Palm Desert High, where they will have their drive-through commencement. It's actually going to be before the virtual. So the drive-through's at 4:30, and then the virtual graduation is at 8 o'clock. And then on Friday, we have La Quinta High School, where they have their virtual graduation at 2 o'clock, and they have their drive-through graduation at 7:30. As I've shared, all of the virtual graduations will be available in this format. I will produce them live here for everybody to see. But I hope to see more followers tonight at 4 o'clock, where we're going to have Desert Sands Superintendent, Mr. Scott Bailey, and all of his cabinet give us some updates as to what's going on in education as per coronavirus and as to what's going on just currently right now, and to kind of check in. But we'll catch up with you guys later. Have a great one. Be safe.